Funding provided by Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
The Pella Rolscreen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
This week's fun and games in Fort Dodge, Iowa continue at Rogers Sports Complex. Fans getting ready for the championship games of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament as we get started with the Class 5A championship game. The 6th-seeded Pleasant Valley Spartans will play in their first championship game since winning 2 titles in 2017 and 2018, and top-seeded Ankeny Centennial. They were in the title game back in 2021 and fell to Fort Dodge. She is Allie Kappert. I am Brad Wells. And Allie, these 2 teams in this 5A title game, they use their offense to power themselves to this championship game.
For Centennial, it was an 8-run 5th inning yesterday. That is a Class 5A state tournament record for runs per inning. For Pleasant Valley, it was 6 runs in the 6th, led by a grand slam by Mary Paige Withers.
And neither team feels as though they are out of it if they get behind by more than 2 or even 3 runs. A little bit more on each team here for the Spartans. Their 12th trip to state, 8 of them in the last 10 years, and they get contribution from upperclassmen and underclassmen.
Junior Jessie Clemens, the Iowa State commit, 13 home runs on the season. That's tied for 4th in Class 5A. She has been a leader for them at the plate and defensively.
Take a look at the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars, and it's kind of similar. You've got some youth that's contributing as well.
Some young talent. You had Maddie Ott and Jordan Kennedy, both freshmen, with home runs in the semifinal yesterday. And it's likely today we'll see Lauren Sandholm, the 8th grader, who has a 1.09 ERA on the season.
All right, we join now presentations of the 2023 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Softball Hall of Fame inductees.
For Linmar High School from 2004 through 2008. She was a 5-year starter for the Lions and helped the squad to 4 state tournament appearances. During her tenure, she recorded a pitching record of 89-15 with 740 career strikeouts. Her bat was just as lethal as she owned a career batting average of .385 with 28 home runs and 204 runs batted in. She earned first-team elite All-State honors twice and was a Class 4A first-team All-State selection 4 times. She was an all-tournament team selection twice, including her senior year when she struck out 19 batters in a 2-1 13-inning opening round loss to West Des Moines Valley. She also helped the Lions to 2 semifinal appearances and a runner-up finish in 2007. She went on and enjoyed a stellar career at Northern Iowa, compiling 36 wins. As a senior, she was 15-10 with 16 complete games and helping the Panthers to the Missouri Valley Conference Championship. After graduating with a degree in public relations, she now works in sales and technology services at Tech Systems. She and her husband Austin reside in West Des Moines with children Kendall and Rowan, Addison and Hendrick, along with Dachshunds Moose and Wally. Let's welcome a familiar face back to the state softball tournament from Linmar High School, Jay Hutchison Zlab. Our final inductees start for Pleasant Valley High School from 2009 through 2013. The shortstop was a 4-time first-team All-State selection for the Spartans, helping Pleasant Valley reach 3 state tournaments while earning all tournament honors as a sophomore. The 2011 state tournament saw her hit .667 and tie a 5A record with 6 runs batted in a first-round win over Dowling Catholic. She owns a career batting average of .479 with 43 career home runs, 188 RBI, 305 hits, and 238 career runs scored. Her talent guided her to the University of Wisconsin, where she became one of the most decorated players in Badger softball history. She owned a career batting average of .357 with 31 home runs and 181 RBI. As a senior, she batted a Big Ten Conference best .426 with 53 runs scored. She was named All Big Ten second team All-Conference and became the first Wisconsin softball player to earn All-American honors when she was a third team All-American selection. Since graduating from Wisconsin, she moved to Minneapolis to begin a career in strength and conditioning and physical therapy. She received her Doctor of Physical Therapy degree last month and will now be working at the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab in Chicago as an outpatient orthopedic physical therapist. Let's welcome the first Pleasant Valley Spartan to be inducted into the Softball Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Chloe Miller.
And there's a look at our 4 Hall of Famers. Jay Hutchison, Chloe Miller, you heard. Linda Bosch of Hubbard, played for Iowa State. Amanda Zust of Des Moines East, played for University of Iowa. Also had our Jack North Softball Award winner, Grace Bailey of Twin Cedars, honored, and Jalen Adams of Fort Dodge, honored for being a 100-game winner. Adams just completed her freshman season with the Iowa Hawkeyes. As we inch closer and closer to that 5A title game, we get ready for 6th seeded Pleasant Valley and top seeded Ankeny Centennial. As with our introductions, we will be joined with public address announcer Tim Fitzpatrick. As our 3rd place game completed, Muscatine a 5-0 winner over Southeast Polk to get competition started today. Pleasant Valley topped Muscatine 7-1 in the semis. Ankeny Centennial defeated Southeast Polk 11-1 in the semis in 5 innings.
He's done the umpires, right? Well, Stanley's got to get out of the way. Still good?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, softball fans, and welcome to Rogers Sports Complex and this 5A championship game between the visiting team, the Pleasant Valley Spartans, and the home team from Ankeny, the Centennial Jaguars. Now let's meet the teams. Here are your non-starters. First of all, for the Pleasant Valley Spartans. Number 3, Grace George. Number 4, Cammie Wood. Number 6, Bella Chamberlain. Number 9, Jayla Bischoff. Number 12, Abby Rogers. Number 15, Taylor Harris. And number 20, Mackenzie Faw. Your assistant coaches, Alexia Lara, Amanda Ray, Haley Dua, and Alyssa Simon. And now, here's your starting lineup for the Spartans of Pleasant Valley. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 2, Jessica Clemens. Batting second, at second base, number 10, Reagan Hassel. Batting third, doing the catching, number 7, Casey Kane. Cleanup hitter for the Spartans, doing the pitching, number 19, Caitlin Merkel. Batting fifth in right field, number 5, Addison Oda. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 16, Caitlin Kiefer. Batting seventh in left field, number 11, Mary Paige Withers. Batting 8 at first base, number 18, Sarah Rigdon. Batting in the 9th position, the center fielder, number 1, Ashley Henson. And your flex player at third base, number 8, Ava Crowley. Head coach for the Spartans, Jose Lara. And now let's meet the home team, the Centennial Jaguars. Here are your non-starters. Number 1, Malin Vallejo. Number 2, Mary Monosmith. Number 5, Addie Pollock. Number 6, Lauren Sandholm. Number 8, Jaden Stair. Number 9, Cami Starr. Number 19, Mary Brantley. Number 21, Ruby Sprecher. Number 26, McKenna Foster. And number 33, Ellie Lorenz. Your assistant coaches, Rachel Whiteside, Abby Husak, Franny Burnett, and Sammy Miller. And now, here's your starting lineup for the Centennial Jaguars. Leading off, playing center field, number 15, Mackenzie James. Batting second in right field, number 3, Peyton Drefke. Batting third, doing the catching, number 28, Sydney Morris. Cleanup hitter for the Jaguars at first base, number 25, Jordan Kennedy. Batting fifth in left field, number 11, Maddie Ott. Batting sixth at shortstop, number 13, Mariah Belzer. Batting seventh at second base, number 10, Cora Boyle. Batting eighth at third base, number 12, Addie Starr. And batting in the ninth position, the designated player, number 29, Lauren Gustafson. And your flex player doing the pitching, number 4, Jessica Lathrop. Head coach for the for the Jaguars, Brett Delaney. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the home plate area. The umpires for this 5A championship, as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Phil Crease. At third base, Tom Sullivan. And calling the balls and strikes, Mr. Paul Bird. All right, who's ready to play state championship softball?
All right, let's take a look at the defense, how it plays out on the field. You heard them announced in batting order. You have Ott, James, and Drefke. Across the outfield, left to right, Starr and Belzer. Left side of the infield, Boyle and Kennedy. On the right side, it will be Lauren Gustafson that will start in the circle, and Sydney Morris behind the plate. And more on Lauren Gustafson is she is a senior, a freshman that will come in. You mentioned Sandholm earlier, but Gustafson, the senior, 8-2 on the season, 2.81 earned run average, 94 strikeouts coming into the state tournament.
Yeah, Gustafson has been steady for Centennial throughout this season. She's not going to throw with too much velocity, but she throws it over the plate, and the Centennial defense has been rock solid all season.
All right, and she will field her position as well, made some fantastic plays yesterday in the semifinals. Well, let's take a look at the batting order for Ankeny Centennial. Clemens will lead things off, the junior who's headed to Iowa State, followed by Hassel, Kane, and Merkel. Very solid up at the top for Pleasant Valley. As the tone setter, Jesse Clemens, will get ready to lead things off. All right, so we get started here, the Class 5A championship game. And the first pitch from Gustafson, low and away. Clemens, a dangerous hitter yesterday in the semifinals, 3 for 4, had a home run. She had 10 on the season coming into the state tournament. Gustafson put one right down the pipe for her first strike of the game.
And Clemens here coming in with a very calm approach to lead off this game for Pleasant Valley. She's not going to chase anything she doesn't like early in the count.
And misses off the plate. Gustafson has to be very careful with Clemens. Sometimes you have a hitter that leads you in home runs. You don't necessarily want them to lead you off, but if they're producing runs, she also gets on base a ton, over 440 for a batting average.
Yeah, typically the thinking here is you want your leadoff hitter on base, whether that be a home run, a single, it does not matter. She's hitting .448 on the year. She is getting on base for PV.
For the mindset as well, get your best hitter as many at-bats as possible. And Gustafson starts the game with a strikeout.
Gustafson there going with the rise ball to get Clemens. Man, was that pretty. Started out as right at the knees, so going for the low rise to start the game here.
So that will bring up Reagan Hassel, senior second baseman. Will be playing softball at Wartburg starting this next academic year. Hassel yesterday in the semis, 2 for 3, sacrifice bunt, scored 2 runs, and stole a base. Has some speed. We'll slap this one, and it's handled by Jordan Kennedy at first. She'll take it unassisted for out number 2.
I talked about that solid defense for Ankeny Centennial. Jordan Kennedy, the first baseman, is a player to watch this game, just a freshman. You'll see that slap there. Kennedy handles it perfectly.
Jordan Kennedy, a fantastic freshman for Ankeny Centennial. Was on varsity as an 8th grader last year, played in the outfield. It's at first base this year, and Gustafson, the first pitch strike to Kane, as Casey Kane, number 3 hitter, sophomore catcher. Team high 36 runs batted in on the season.
Casey Kane hitting .450 on the season. Those are just insane numbers to be putting up.
5 home runs, a triple, 13 doubles. Part of her 46 hits coming into the state tournament. Gustafson just missed off the plate. 2-1 the count. With 2 down here in the top of the first inning. A base hit up the middle. Casey Kane with the first hit here in this 5A championship game.
Casey Kane with a great piece of hitting here. Lauren Gustafson misses her spot just a little bit, gets a little bit too much plate, and Kane takes that one right back up the middle.
6, courtesy for the catcher.
So courtesy runner Bella Chamberlain, freshman, will come into the game to run bases for the catcher Casey Kane. So that'll be a courtesy runner. And stepping in, Caitlin Merkel, the sophomore pitcher. With a runner on and 2 down here in the first inning. So the first pitch strike is Gustafson working that outside edge a lot here in this first inning.
Really just continuing, trying to stay between the plate and the left-hand batter box line right now is where she's trying to get those strike calls.
This one is slapped foul territory. Out towards right field, beyond some of the fans sitting up along the fence. It's a lot of eyes on this championship game field this evening as we get it started with this 5A title game. There you see Merkel's numbers on the season. Leaves that one upstairs.
Morris behind the plate for Centennial, lining up once again outside. Gustafson going with a rise ball. Merkel does a great job there holding off.
Here's the 1-2. And again, Merkel able to hold off that pitch that's upstairs. 2-2 the count. And Chamberlain at first base, running for Kane. That's fouled back and out of play by Merkel. We'll do it again at 2-2.
For these PV hitters, Merkel, they're doing a nice job getting her hands to the ball. Gustafson continuing to go with the rise ball. Just get your hands above the ball. A ground ball is perfect here. Don't try to do too much with it.
Merkel sets in. Let's see her in the circle in the bottom half of the inning. Gets just enough to stay alive. And Coach Jose Lara down in that third base coach's box has the kids believing we are a solid offensive team this year. Have hit more home runs than they have in recent history. And here's a grounder left side. Eddie Starr at third makes the throw across the diamond in time. So a 2-out single by Pleasant Valley. But it's Ankeny Centennial getting out of it, and we'll listen in here to the Jaguars.
Okay, find your pitch, drive it to right center. Here we go, White.
All right, there's the instruction from head coach Brett Delaney as we get ready to take a look at the Pleasant Valley defensive lineups, as they will have Withers, Hanson, and Oda in the outfield. Crowley at third, Clemens a speedy shortstop. Have Hassel the second baseman. Kiefer at first, Casey Kane behind the plate. And in the circle, Caitlin Merkel, sophomore pitcher for Pleasant Valley. Merkel with a 3.09 earned run average, 28 Ks on the season. Has allowed 82 hits, just 16 walks in 86 innings pitched. Not a huge strikeout pitcher, but Allie, she pitches so effectively. She has a solid defense behind her, and she knows it. And sometimes when you can get teams to ground into outs, you're going to be very effective.
You know she's been effective, as Coach Brett Delaney said in that Centennial huddle. Be aggressive, go right center with it. They know she's going to throw outside. They know she's going to spin it. Just try to push with it.
And here is the batting order for Ankeny Centennial. Leading things off with James Drefke Morris and the very dangerous Jordan Kennedy. So the Jaguars to the plate. Let's take a look now at our keys to the game. Allie, let's start with Ankeny Centennial, that #1 seed.
They need to bring the big bats. As we mentioned, an 8-run inning yesterday. Bring them again today. And pitch by committee, we've already seen Lauren Gustafson. At some point, we'll probably see the other Lauren Sandholm as well.
All right, so we get things rolling for Ankeny Centennial, leading things off with James. James tied for team high 11 doubles on the year. Will play college softball at Simpson next season. 2 for 4 in that semifinal win over Southeast Polk. Merkel hits the inside strike to make it 1-1. Let's take a look at our Pleasant Valley keys to the game. Allie, where do you see the Spartans having success?
Yeah, directly from Coach Jose Lara. They need to play with a purpose. That is their slogan this year. Execute their plan. They also have the big bats with them.
Leadoff base hit for James into left field. And Ankeny Centennial wastes no time to get their first base runner aboard. James hitting .459 this season. That brings up Peyton Drefke.
Talk about the importance of just getting your leadoff hitter on base. You can do so much more in the inning. It sets the tone of the game, especially in this first inning.
Bunt attempt goes foul by Drefke. And Allie, we saw these teams put up a lot of runs would have big innings, right? They had 3 runs, they had 6 runs, 8 runs, a 5A record, as you mentioned. They have no problem playing the small ball either. Trying to scratch a run across, getting a 1 or 2 run lead can be huge in a championship game.
When you're playing in a championship game, it's, I mean, perfect bunt there. But back to that point, when you're playing in a championship game, every single run matters. Your goal is just win each inning. It's not about how many you can score. If you win each inning, you're going to win the game.
Kiefer fielded it nicely to get the out, but advances Jones to second base. And Sidney Morris now to the plate.
Ball.
Really interesting story, too, on the Pleasant Valley pitcher, Caitlin Merkel. Just this past fall, Allie had an accident where she cracked her skull and left her with a brain injury. And her recovery really, Coach Lara says, is an absolute miracle. She was cleared to resume playing softball in January. She said being at the state tournament was her dream. Well, how about this? She is pitching in the state championship game after a traumatic brain injury, and really the prognosis for once active individuals after surviving a TBI can be bleak. Coach said it's remarkable to him after visiting Caitlin, and he's like, it was a struggle just to speak at one point, and to see her come all the way back to where she is now, absolutely incredible.
I mean, hearing the story from her and then from Coach Jose Lara, it was, I mean, just such a miracle. She couldn't even see at one point, and still her only vision was to be in a state championship game for softball. That was just a few months ago.
Sidney Morris draws the walk, and there's 2 aboard.
5 courtesy for the catcher.
And so we'll have a courtesy runner.
But for every team, they talk about overcoming adversity in some ways, and for some teams it can be minor, for other teams it can be major. And for her, I mean, regardless of the outcome of this game, what an outstanding comeback story, and only a sophomore. So we know we'll see her here again.
Caitlin's family, Coach Lara said really it was incredible too how the softball families came together. Not just the Pleasant Valley softball team, but the girls' travel softball teams came together, brought the family meals for 2 weeks after she got home from the hospital, and just showed such a great support community-wise. And a snap throw down to second by Kane. Back safely is James.
Pleasant Valley here in a dangerous situation. You have 1 freshman at the plate and 1 freshman on deck, both of which hit absolute bombs yesterday in the semifinal game.
Jordan Kennedy looks at that one, low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Jordan Kennedy, her 10 home runs, leads the team this season. Had a double, a solo home run, and an intentional walk yesterday in the semis, and it doesn't look like Coach Lara and Merkel want to give her anything close here with 2 runners on.
Merkel staying really in the left-handed batter's box right now, outside. I mean, just as dangerous on deck, though, with Maddie Ott.
There's the 3-0, catches the corner. Kennedy will get to see 1 more. Pitch from Merkel, slapped into right center. That's going to drop for a base hit, and it's going to be extra bases. 1 run is in for Ankeny Centennial, and it's a double for Jordan Kennedy.
Jordan Kennedy doing exactly what Coach Brett Delaney told him to do in that huddle at the start of the inning. Hey, let's take that outside pitch. Let's drive it to right center. That thing rolling out to the fence for the RBI double.
So the freshman Jordan Kennedy comes through with an RBI double. for our first run in this 5A championship game, and now fellow freshman Maddie Ott steps in. She had a 3-run home run yesterday in the first inning of the semifinals. Looks at one low in the strike zone.
My time.
Paul Bird calls time. There you see the situation. Runners on second and third, with Pollock at third, Kennedy at second. It's the pitch from Merkel, right at the knees, in there for a strike.
So far from both pitchers, we're seeing very opposite approaches. Gustafson in the top of the first, sticking with that rise ball as her dominant pitch. Merkel has stayed down at Centennial's knees, trying to get them to hit into ground balls.
On the inside. Really got Maddie Ott on the legs, but it's 2-1. Sophomore in the circle, sophomore behind the plate for Pleasant Valley. Casey Kane delivers the signal, and that's chopped foul, out of play by Ott. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Ott on the season, hitting .396, 5 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Here's the 2-2. Slaps it right side and not fielded cleanly. It's going to score 2 for Centennial, as Maddie Ott sent a blistering shot to the second baseman, Reagan Hassel. That'll go down as a hit, and 2 runs scored.
That is a tough play there for Reagan Hassel, moving up the middle. Maddie out there doing a perfect job with a low pitch. Hit it to the right side, hard on the ground.
Defensive.
And assistant coach Alexia Lara is going to go out and have a conversation with her infield.
3 runs for Ankeny Centennial here in the first inning, just 1 down. So they'll need to just settle the nerves.
Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley assistant coach Alexia Lara, current player at Drake University, daughter of Jose Lara, the head coach. Really neat dynamic there, father-daughter duo in the dugout.
You asked him, how's it been having the daughter on staff? He said, it has been awesome. She keeps me sane. She keeps me calm, cool, and collected. And he said when she was a player, oh, she could drive me crazy.
It was
different dynamic.
It was
now.
a fun conversation. When we asked, I mean, his face just lit up about how much fun he's having coaching with his daughter.
Mariah Belzer now the batter, senior shortstop. Will play college softball at Rogers State. Looks at ball 1. 1 away, 2 runs knocked in by Maddie Ott, who stands at first to give Ankeny Centennial a 3-0 lead. Merkel gets a strike. Belzer 1 for 3, had an RBI double and scored a run yesterday. I believe that was part of the 8-run 5th inning for Centennial. This is chopped foul past Coach Delaney at third.
Centennial right now doing a great job just making contact with the ball. I know that sounds so simple, but even on those pitches, getting a little bit of a drop from Merkel, they're doing a good job staying on top of it, fouling it off, waiting for the next best pitch.
There's a 2-2 pitch ripped to center field over the head of Ashley Hansen. Coming around, Ott gets a red light after rounding third. And a double for Mariah Belzer.
And you talk about that next best pitch coming in. Merkel goes about waist high with that pitch, and Belzer absolutely crushes that ball to center field.
And those line drives that come right at you, some of the toughest fly balls to judge. And so a pitching change coming now for Pleasant Valley. As Caitlin Kiefer, the senior, gets rid of her first baseman's glove, gets her regular fielding glove. And at just over 12 innings pitched on the season. It's an ERA of 5.68, just 4 strikeouts on 21 hits. They're coming into the game to try and get out of this opening inning.
Right now, Centennial just squaring the ball up. I mean, every single hit that we've seen so far has been a hard hit ball.
Started with Mackenzie James, the leadoff batter. A leadoff single. Drefke put down a sacrifice bunt. Sydney Morris drew the walk. Jordan Kennedy, the double to right center. Maddie Ott, 2 RBI single. Went off the foot of Reagan Hassel at second base. And then Belzer, the double, driven over the head of Hansen, the center fielder. So Cora Boyle will now dig into the batter's box for Ankeny Centennial. Boyle, the junior second baseman, hammers one right back, and you have a runner out in a pickle here. It's Maddie Ott trying to get out of a jam and gets tagged out at home. Nice job defensively. Ava Crowley, the third baseman, ran her back, and the throw to Caitlin Kiefer for the out.
Kiefer did a great job looking her back, making the throw home. At the end of the day, Centennial ending up with 2 outs now, runners at second and third once again. But an outstanding job by Kiefer to prevent the run.
1-2-5-1 if you like to score it at home for out number 2. And that hits Addie Starr. And now the bases are loaded. So Boyle, who moved to second on that play while the rundown was going on. And Belzer at third, Boyle at second, now Starr at third, and Lauren Gustafson steps in here in the first inning, the 9th batter of this opening inning for Ankeny Centennial, and she's going to drive in a run, maybe more. The throw comes home, and it's not in time, and safe at second is Gustafson. Ankeny Centennial with 5 runs here in the first.
Gus attacking that first pitch, driving it right back up the middle, helping her own cause in the circle. Centennial now 5 runs. What a start to this game.
One courtesy.
We talked about a courtesy runner for Ankeny Centennial. Out to second goes Malin Vallejo. And to the top of the order we go with Mackenzie James here in the first. Centennial scored 3 runs in the first inning yesterday in that semifinal win over Southeast Polk. They kind of set the table, but then they went scoreless until the 5th inning.
the game really settled in for a while there yesterday. Right now for Pleasant Valley, that's exactly what they need. Find a way to get this out.
Another solid drive into center field. One run is in, the throw comes home. And sneaking into second is Mackenzie James on the throw. That's an RBI single. As Starr scored from third. Vallejo stops at third base. And that's now 6 runs here in the first.
Centennial right now proving just how contagious hitting is in softball.
Peyton Drefke. Curveball slid in there by Caitlin Kiefer. Back-to-back strikes to start to Drefke. Drefke was the first out here in the bottom of the first, a sacrifice bunt that moved James from first to second after her leadoff single. And with 2 away, here's the 0-2.
And a completely different approach now, this at bat. Second batter of the game, you're coming up just hoping your team gets 1 run in that first inning. Now with 6 runs, runners at second and third, you're swinging as hard as you can and seeing what you can add to it.
It's outside, nice slide and block by Casey Kane to keep Vallejo at third. James is at second base. After getting ahead, some really good spots by Caitlin Kiefer trying to get Drefke to chase, but now with it being 3-2, she'll have to attack. And gets Drefke to pop up left field. Withers is underneath it for out number 3, but how about 6 runs by Ankeny Centennial in the first inning to jump out to an early lead.
Okay, so do you. What are we seeing?
Everything you said, it's all for either high.
Okay, so what is it that we have to do? You guys know. You have to be committed. You have to be willing to go with it, okay? You've got it right here. Fight with your heart. Back of the box, toes on the line, punch, punch, punch. Right here. Let's go. Let's go.
Coach Lara wants his kids to continue to punch, 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 knowing this is not over. Let's take a look at how these teams got here as we take a look at the 5A bracket. Centennial getting past Bettendorf, and then Southeast Polk, who defeated West Des Moines Valley. Pleasant Valley got to the title game by taking down Waukee Northwest, and then Muscatine, who defeated Ankeny, a number 2 seed here in the 5A field.
Both of these teams so far in this tournament have proved they're capable of some huge innings. So Pleasant Valley is by no means out of this game. As we mentioned, the 6-run 6th for them against Muscatine yesterday.
The message from Coach Lara, punch, punch, punch. Just continue to come back. It's kind of that you don't have to get 6 runs right now. We don't need to tie it up right away, but start chipping away at it with quality at bats, 1 pitch at a time. Allie?
Yeah, right now, I mean, there's no such thing as a 6-run home run in softball. It's 1 base hit at a time. It's the same exact way Centennial just did it in the bottom half of the first. Just chip away, doubles, singles, take your walks when they're given to you, and you'll score some runs.
Pleasant Valley leads off the second inning with Addison Oda, sophomore right fielder. Was 0 for 2 yesterday, scored a run in the semifinals, but in the quarterfinal round game was 3 for 4 with a run scored and a stolen base.
Important for Pleasant Valley, see some pitches, don't attack anything that requires you to chase.
Grounder to the shortstop. Belzer the throw across the diamond in time. And there's one away.
Belzer, an outstanding defensive player, makes this look easy, stays low into her throw, and a great stretch by Jordan Kennedy at first.
Senior at shortstop. Directs that infield as Caitlin Kiefer looks at a first pitch ball. Two and 0 the count. That one's catches the corner. When you're down, Allie, as a hitter, not down in the count, but down in the game, are you more patient, less patient at the plate? Does it depend on the hitter?
It really depends on the hitter. I would like hitters to just remain patient, stay calm, not try to get themselves into any sticky situations where they're popping up rise balls or anything like that. You know, honestly, this is a great at-bat. You're ahead in a count. You're in a situation now where you can put a big swing on it.
Caitlin Kiefer puts a swing on it up to left field. Back to get it is Belzer, the shortstop, showing her range. And there's two away. So Mary Page Withers now will come to the plate for Pleasant Valley. Withers 2 for 4 yesterday, 4 runs batted in, all on one swing of the bat. 4 RBIs. Part of a 6-run, 6th inning. And you got to have players that can do it all, right? You hit a grand slam yesterday, try and get on with a bunt base hit.
You love it when your hitters have options. Right here, though, I mean, Pleasant Valley's just trying to find a way on base. Extend the inning. The last thing you want to do after a big inning for Centennial is go 3 up, 3 down. So just find any way on base.
Two and 1 here on Mary Page Withers. Junior chops one foul into the backstop. 2 and 2 is now the count. Gustafson, the senior, started the game with a strikeout. Here's the 2-2. That is drilled. It's drifting foul. At home run distance for sure by Withers.
That ball was absolutely crushed. Sometimes I think you should get an extra run for how far you hit it. I think that should be a thing.
Allowed to bring in,
right.
Okay, we can put a runner on first because it was hit so hard. Exit velocity of a certain, I like it. Something for the rules committee to think about. 3 balls, 2 strikes now is the count as Gustafson misses outside, and you don't blame her after that last foul ball.
Yeah, she's not going inside again, I'll tell you that much.
One's fouled away on the check swing from Withers. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up for Gustafson to Withers. 2 down here in the 2nd inning. Popped straight up. Underneath it is Morris, and Sydney Morris makes the catch. So Pleasant Valley goes 3 up, 3 down in the 2nd inning. And right now we are going to show you an Iowa girl that did a lot for all of these Iowa girls.
And that's going to put Lisa Brinkmeyer to the free throw line. She's a 70% free throw shooter. Averages 41 points a ball game.
Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Administrator Lisa Brinkmeyer lost her battle with brain cancer in June, a battle she had been fighting for more than a year. In high school, the Hubbard-Radcliffe grad excelled in volleyball, golf, and softball. But it was basketball where she is remembered most for winning the final 6-on-6 state championship in 1993.
85-66, the final score. Hubbard-Radcliffe, your 6-on-6 champion.
Lisa knew firsthand what it meant to be an Iowa girl.
Whether you played a lot or didn't play a lot, you were still an Iowa girl. You still knew what it was like to be involved in athletics. And as I grew older and made it to state, the state basketball tournament, I realized a lot more what the Iowa girl was. I mean, with the exception of my wedding, that was one of the first times I felt like a princess, one of the few times in my life. And that is because the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union does that. And Wayne Cooley, he put the Iowa girl on the pedestal. And I thought I realized how important it was and unique it was until I went to college and I played basketball with a lot of players from around the country, different states. And I would talk about my experience and they would just kind of look at me funny like I was crazy because they weren't treated the same way. Of course, it was always neat to make it to state wherever you go, but it was just different. They weren't, celebrities because of what they'd done. They were just another basketball player. Where in Iowa, an Iowa girl stands out, and they made sure of that.
Brink, as she was known, went on to play and coach at Drake University and eventually landed her position at the IGHSAU. Lisa's contributions to girls' sports in Iowa, both on and off the court, is what made her the embodiment of the Iowa girl.
And we all salute and thank Lisa for her many years of service to the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and all of these Iowa girls. Allie, the women that came before, these ladies that are playing out on this field, this doesn't happen like it does without so many women before them.
One of my favorite parts of playing in the state tournament when I was in high school was hearing the stories of the people that came before me. I was lucky enough to play for head coach Amy Farmer, who had done this with her team years before I did it. So it was just an experience, and watching those tribute stories are so fun to watch, and Lisa did so much for the athletic union.
Lisa, an invaluable member of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union staff, and under the direction of Executive Director Gene Berger, ran the show at so many state tournaments. We'll be proud of the performance that has taken place all week long here from all of these ladies. Stepping in now with Sydney Morris drawing a leadoff walk. Addie Pollock courtesy running. It's Jordan Kennedy, an RBI double in her first at-bat. Here is Kennedy coming to the plate in the second inning. Drives one deep center field, and that is gone. A bomb for Brink by Jordan Kennedy.
How about that? Jordan Kennedy, how about doing it for the ones before you? She absolutely blasted that ball dead center. That pitch was right at her belt, and she knew exactly what to do with it. In Centennial right now, bringing out Dinger Didi. Sydney Morris carried out a giant head of Dinger Didi. That has been their team mascot all year. When the home runs come, so do Dinger Didi.
And that one got out in a hurry.
Talking with the Centennial players and coaches yesterday, it was fun to hear about all their traditions that they have going this year. I talked about Dinger Didi. You see the horses in their dugout there, the cowboy hats. They have another stuffed llama that they call Nuke Nelly. It's all of those things that make the season so fun for these players.
Dinger Didi, like a bonus member of the softball team, right?
Dinger Didi had her own banner for senior night.
Her own banner for senior night?
Yes,
wow.
Yeah. Yep, so it's a big deal.
I knew Didi was on every road trip. taken care of by Sydney Morris, Lauren Gustafson, the two seniors. But you mentioned Nuke Nelly. It's kind of like the next generation is creating their own personal team mascot in Nuke Nelly. Ground out from Mott.
After this game, though, I don't know how you let Dinger Didi retire.
This is true.
They might just have to keep Dinger Didi and Nuke Nelly.
Jordan Kennedy might have to make a special request to keep Dinger Didi. So Ott on the ground out to Kiefer, and now Mariah Belzer steps in. A double in the first inning.
And Belzer, typically a player known for her defensive status on this team. An outstanding hit to start the game.
There's the home run ball getting handed to Jordan Kennedy's dad, the two-run home run bomb. Bring a little slice of what you see at the College World Series to Fort Dodge. Get those home run balls delivered to the parents. Nice play at short by Jesse Clemens, showing the speed and the arm. Now Cora Boyle will come to the plate with nobody on, 2 away. Boyle grounded into a fielder's choice, would later score in the first inning. Ankeny Centennial 6 runs in the first. They've added 2 here in the second. Boyle looks at one upstairs. Cora Boyle, junior, 1 for 3 in the semifinal win against Southeast Polk. That was an 11-1 final. Ended after the 5th inning when Centennial, with 2 outs, their first 2 batters in that inning were retired and then went on to score 8 runs. And a nice play at third by Ava Crowley to end the inning. The bomb from Jordan Kennedy adds 2 more for Ankeny Centennial. Let's listen in to the Pleasant Valley Spartans huddle.
So remember about the moments, right? We have to pick up on the tendencies, okay? Do our swings right now and the way we are acting, is that telling us the right thing about us? No, right? What's the right thing? Where should we be going with the ball? We know that. We know that, so we have to commit our extension that way. Got it? If you're not able to commit it, extension hold the other way. But you've got to be on her. Get on the back of the box, toes on the line. You can do this. Punch through, girls. You can do this. Battle back. Let's go.
Head coach Jose Lara, Pleasant Valley, their team motto this year, Allie, is a purpose. He says we always ask ourselves, what's our purpose? What's our purpose with a drill? What's our purpose with a practice? What's their purpose in their at-bat? And that's what he's talking about right now.
Right now he's talking, how do we carry ourselves? Are we extending the right direction with our swings? And once again, we're hearing, get that extension point out to right center. Get yourself through a ball. Do it for your team. It was very interesting, him talking yesterday, their team motto this year being purpose. Every single year, their team motto has us in it. Because at the end of the day, it's always about them as a team and what they can do together.
Many of the fans have shirts on. It says purpose. You see purpose broken into 2 different lines, the U and the S of purpose, a different coloration to make sure there's emphasis on us. And here's a slap towards right field, and that is a base hit. Sarah Rigdon gets it started in the 3rd inning for Pleasant Valley.
Time. That right there doing exactly
4.
What Coach Jose Lara wanted.
Number 4.
4 for 18.
So pinch runner coming in for Rigdon is Cammie Wood. Cammie Wood, a freshman outfielder, 5 stolen bases on the season. As Rigdon gets it started. Ashley Hansen steps in. Speedy center fielder. Slaps it left side. First two runners here in the third are aboard for Pleasant Valley.
Hansen there showing a different approach, attacking first pitch off of Lauren Gustafson. Perfect hit by the slapper into left field.
Goes right past Starr and Belzer on the left side of that infield. And now the top of the order comes to the plate. Jesse Clemens struck out back in the first inning, comes to the plate here in the third, looks at a pitch over the heart of the plate from Gustafson. Here's the batting average, home run power, RBI ability of Jesse Clemens, a junior. Will play softball at Iowa State after her high school career. Says she loves to set the tone. She was a starter on the state championship basketball team this winter. Also runs track and field.
For Clemens right now, just put the ball in play, get it to the right side.
Grounder left side, a collision. And the runner in Wood is going to be called out as Belzer gets tackled here.
Coach, you're good.
So interference called on the runner.
As a base runner there, you have to find a way to stop or avoid contact with the defenders. That can absolutely kill any momentum that you have going in an inning. I mean, that's a slow hit ground ball. Clemens may have been fast enough there to beat that ball out at first base. So as a base runner, you have to find a way to avoid contact.
Well, and with Starr, the third baseman, attacking the ball, she almost had a chance to cut that off herself. There was no one covering third base. If you can just avoid all the bodies that are flying around, that happens very, very fast, Allie, right? Like you've been out there before where sometimes you feel like you have half of a step to make a decision.
The game just happens. I mean, it's a fast-paced game, and you just have to be ready for those situations. You have to think in your head before the play happens, if I see the ball in front of me, am I going behind or am I stopping? What am I doing? But you need a plan.
There's a pop fly. It's going to be an infield fly. Catch is made by Boyle. And there's two away. So Casey Kane now to the plate. Kane had the first hit of the game for Pleasant Valley. A single up into center field on the ground. Two runners aboard here now, two away for Pleasant Valley to try and put their first run of the game up on the board. Gustafson's pitch hit hard but fouled beyond the fence down that right field line. Fans chase after the foul balls.
Just when we thought Pleasant Valley could have had some momentum going in this inning, you had your 8-9 hitters on, coming up top of your order with no one out. This game is all about momentum, and we just felt a complete shift back to Centennial here.
Kane drills this one to left field and right at Maddie Ott, who makes the catch. And Ankeny Centennial avoids the jam. First two base runners on for Pleasant Valley. Let's listen in now to Ankeny Centennial.
Hey, stay focused up at the plate, all right? Don't try to do too much with it. Let's keep looking to drive the ball up the middle, and good things are going to continue to happen. Extend our lead right here. Here we go.
Coach Brett Delaney there saying, don't try to do too much at the plate. Great message to the team. Keep it simple here.
Ankeny Centennial an 8-0 lead. All right, and now joined by Pleasant Valley head coach Jose Lara. Coach, offense had a great start there in that third inning. What was the intent of your girls there at the plate in that inning?
Well, we have a plan. We just got to come out here and execute. I think that we're getting onto her here. We gotta have a little more quality at bats.
You like how your defense settled down a little bit better there in the second inning?
Of course. I mean, we got to get it done in the circle too. We leaving it all over the plate a little bit, and can't do that against a good hitting team.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck.
You got it.
Pleasant Valley head coach Jose Lauren, his 7th season as head coach, 9th career season. Grabbed his 200th win as a Pleasant Valley head coach this year, and in his 6th trip to state with Pleasant Valley. Those 2 team titles we talked about in 2017, 2018 were underneath his direction. He's been here. He knows what it takes to win it all. Right now down 8-0 to the #1 team in the state, Ankeny Centennial. Kind of interesting, Allie. How about this? Let's go all the way back to the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Week 1 rankings before any games were played at Ankeny Centennial preseason #6, Pleasant Valley preseason #5. Both expected to be in the hunt. We saw Centennial come up with many big wins this season to find themselves at the top of the standings at the end of the season.
For Centennial, everyone knew the talent they had with their upperclassmen. This senior class, Coach Brett Delaney mentioned yesterday, their 8th grade season, they went undefeated.
Addie Starr's hit through the glove of Crowley. And the Jaguars once again have their leadoff runner aboard.
We talk about that senior class, they knew the talent they had, but I think what was a little bit unexpected this year for Centennial was the young talent to go along with it. And when you get that good combination, the good culture within a program, great things can happen.
A couple of freshmen, big impact players for Centennial. Jordan Kennedy, Maddie Ott, the 4-5 hitters. This is Lauren Gustafson, the 9 hitter, with Addie Starr at first. Starr's hit did get marked as an error on Ava Crowley, so reached safely. First error of this game. There's a swing and a weird chop and spin, and it had to be a foul ball, right? Yes, with stop and play. Paul Bird all over it.
Yeah, there was no way that didn't hit something. That came off the mat. That was funky.
Physics would tell you the spin that ball had, it was impossible to come off the dirt like that, right? So reset, will do it again. Starr back to first.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Count now 2-1. Gustafson, 2 RBI single in her first at bat. The out at second, not in time at first as Clemens flips it to Hassel.
Time.
And there's 1 away.
He came up
And great defense here. Stay low, make the flip over to second, and just Gustafson actually, a benefit to her, didn't hit it too hard, so she was able to beat that out at first base.
And courtesy runner, Malin Vallejo, over at first. She ran for Gustafson back in the first inning as well. So that brings us to the top of the order. Mackenzie James.
Only in the 3rd inning, and James is looking to be 3 for 3 on the game so far.
Single in the first, an RBI single later in the first, and this is rocketed to left field. Withers had to backpedal, and James is 3 for 3 here in the 3rd inning.
Mackenzie James just seeing the ball well. 3 singles on the game, all to the outfield, really hitting that left side.
So Peyton Drefke digs in with one away. 2 runners aboard. Vallejo at second. James at first. Kiefer, the senior, pumps in a first pitch strike. Trying to continue to hit spots and get outs. Drefke pops this one up. Long run for Clemens. Wind knocks it down and infield fly is called. The out is secured by Clemens regardless. And now Sydney Morris to the plate.
Clemens really doing it defensively for Pleasant Valley. She's been a steady force for them on defense right now. That's exactly what they need.
Sydney Morris, a pair of walks. Here's a pop fly deep left field. Withers goes back now, settles underneath it to make the catch. As Pleasant Valley goes unscathed in the 3rd inning. As we head to the 4th, 8-0, Ankeny Centennial leading the Pleasant Valley Spartans.
You've got to be willing to commit. Very nice job committing to that. Good job going with it. Hey, it's just about battling through. Right? We're not trying to hit bombs. We're trying to get on base. We make on base, we're going to make them work. Okay? Get on base. Let's go. Here we go.
I love his message there.
And joined now with Ankeny Centennial head coach Brett Delaney. Coach, got to go back to that first inning. 6 runs on 6 hits. It's hard to start a game any better than that, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, the girls came out ready to swing the bat right there. It was kind of fun to sit back and watch them hit the ball.
And Coach, I mean, 8 runs in the first 2 innings. What is your plan and what are they doing?
We knew we were going to be able to hit this pitcher today. We're looking to go middle, go right center with the ball and just let the ball get deep. We're a little anxious right now with this new pitcher, so we've just got to sit back and make a couple adjustments to get a few more runs.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Coach Delaney in his 13th year of coaching, his 5th season with Centennial. Led this team to a 14-2 CIML championship this year. Was a baseball coach, wanted to be a head coach. Allie applied for the Ankeny Centennial head softball coach position 3 different times. 3rd time was a charm, and now he's in that championship game.
He's done an outstanding job with the Centennial program, and he's built himself quite the coaching staff to go along with it. You have 8th grade coach Dave Schoen, who's been there ever since the beginning of Centennial. He's the veteran on the staff, you could say, and a huge supporter of these girls. You have Rachel Whiteside, the assistant coach in there, who has ran off-season programming for the kids before becoming the assistant coach this year. So just a great culture in the program, and it's been exciting to watch.
Said Coach Sean, the 8th grade coach. This year's seniors, they went undefeated in 8th grade ball. He really helped set them up for success through their high school seasons. As a foul ball gets rolled in, we have a quick pause in the action. Here's Merkel, 0 for 1.
That was actually a ball from the bullpen.
With a ground out.
One ball, one
that
strike.
one came from. Down that left field line, warm up space. Merkel grounded out to 3rd in her first at bat. It'll be Merkel, Oda, Kiefer to start the 4th inning for Centennial. Here's the 2-2, and that's snagged right out of the air by Gustafson.
Gustafson doing a great job hitting that outside corner, getting Merkel reaching on it. Merkel gets it just out front to make weak contact.
Sometimes it can be quite a challenge to get into a good defensive stance after delivering a pitch. Here's a pop fly right side. Boyle goes back. Drefke comes in, and Drefke makes the catch.
And Oda attacking early in the count. We haven't seen too many Pleasant Valley hitters go with that approach yet today. So she gets her hands underneath the ball.
Caitlin Kiefer, now the batter. Popped out to Belzer, the shortstop. Back in the second inning. Comes up with 2 outs here in the 4th. Gustafson continuing to work up in the zone.
Works
frequently.
up in the zone and works fast. Sometimes just take a step off, take a deep breath, and reset.
Catches the corner that time. Two and one on Kiefer. Kiefer will compete collegiately at Judson University in bowling. Count now 2-2. Went 1 for 1 yesterday, scored a run 2 for 3 in the quarterfinal round. Had an RBI and a sacrifice bunt. Drills this one to center field, and underneath it is Mackenzie James, the senior. 3 up, 3 down for Pleasant Valley's offense, and Ankeny Centennial with an 8-0 lead. Coming to the plate with 4, 5, 6. Let's listen in with the Jaguars.
Okay, up there at the plate. Let's get back to our basics in the first inning. Let's go middle, not try to do too much with it. Okay, let's extend the lead. Okay, let's extend the lead. Don't take it off right now. Here we go. Hey, I need you to stay ready, but I'm going to put Lauren in. Okay, right here. All right, you're still hitting.
Sounds like a pitching change will be coming up to start the next inning, but the offensive game plan continue to be aggressive here.
And I love that approach. Just continue to be aggressive, but let's get back to the basics. Let's find the middle of the ball. Let's drive through it. Remember, first inning, you said, hey, let's drive it out to right center.
Speaking of pitching, as Caitlin Kiefer warms up, take a look at Pleasant Valley. Slow motion. This is a beautiful Iowa day. Lots of sunlight makes the slow motion cameras happy, Allie, because there is a lot of movement for Caitlin at Kiefer. The arm speed, the wrist action. I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, she's done a nice job. She's, you know, she doesn't do too much in the circle with it. She hits spots, which is extremely important. She's been getting Centennial hitters to hit into weaker contact. That's really all you can ask of your pitchers right now. Hit your corners, get weak contact for your defenders.
We begin the 4th inning with the power portion of the lineup for Ankeny Centennial. Jordan Kennedy, her last at bat, a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning, and that pitch about 2 feet off of the plate as Casey Kane set up pretty much squarely in that left-handed batter's box.
Right now, they're just trying to get her to chase. It's interesting in Iowa high school softball right now. Coach Jose Lara could look out and just put up 4 fingers and send her down to first base. He's going to have his pitcher throw these pitches, seeing if they can get Jordan Kennedy to make a mistake and chase something.
3 balls, no strikes. Jordan Kennedy, now you talk about having pitchers pitch like this to you. You stay ready every pitch though, right?
You stay ready, absolutely. And you never know. I mean, get your toes up on that batter's box line, and if something even gets remotely close enough, drive it the opposite direction. I mean, Jordan Kennedy, they're probably doing the smart thing and taking the walk for her team. But as a hitter, I mean, you just want to swing the bat.
It's advice from Allie Kappert, 2-time Iowa High School Player of the Year. First team All Big 12. her junior season at Iowa State, Big 12 Scholar Athlete of the Year as a senior. It's a joy having you with us, Allie.
I enjoy doing it. It's fun to talk the game.
Maddie Ott steps in. She showed some power yesterday with a 3-run home run in the first inning. She's 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI single in the first and a ground out in the second. And that's slapped into right field. And Kennedy around second's going to try for third. She will get in there safely as Maddie Ott, her second base hit of the game. And the first 2 runners aboard here in the fourth.
Maddie Ott doing exactly what Coach Delaney wanted there. Let's poke this thing opposite field. Let's not try to do too much with it. Maddie Ott's been swinging a hot bat. Coming into the state tournament, she was 7 for her last 7.
So Ott at first, Kennedy at third. Mariah Belzer to the plate. Belzer 1 for 2 at a double up to center field in her first at-bat. Scored a run in the first inning. Nobody out here in the fourth. Nice stop by Kane behind the plate.
Time. Kane's done an outstanding job this entire game, keeping the ball in front of her. She's dealt with a lot of Centennial base runners, and she's done an outstanding job not allowing any extra bases.
This is hammered to left field. Back goes Withers, and it's over the fence. A 3-run home run for Mariah Belzer.
And Ankeny Centennial once again. The big innings, Dinger Didi, all of it is just coming together in this state championship game. What a shot by Mariah Belzer.
Withers gave it an effort, just clearing the fence. The senior with the stick and the celebration. 11-0 now. Ankeny Centennial with the lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And we'll have a pitching change for Pleasant Valley. I believe this is Grace George, number 3, a freshman, has over 100 innings on the season.
Forget about everything else. It's all about you and what you can control. You do it right here. Let's go. Come on.
I love that message by Coach Jose Lara there. Let's forget about everything else. This is about you.
So Grace George, a freshman, leads the team in strikeouts on the season. Has 67 strikeouts in 109 innings pitched. Has allowed 89 hits, 56 walks. Is 16-4 on the year. And there's the home run ball. Mariah Belzer. A gift for Mom. And with an 11-0 lead for Ankeny Centennial, for Pleasant Valley, you got to start thinking, okay, we got to shut them down and we got to get back and score a couple runs to keep this game going beyond the 5th inning, because the 10-run rule would end the game after 5.
That's exactly correct. I mean, your approach just has to be chip away. Right now, it's a little more urgent than it was previously, but I mean, right now we're in a situation with no outs in the bottom of the 4th. Shut this down right now and then get the bats back in your hand.
There's only been one run rule title game. That was 2015, a 1A game. IGHSAU defeated Logan Magnolia And there's another base hit as it continues for Ankeny Centennial. Down to the right field corner for Cora Boyle. And Boyle, 1 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. And still nobody out. Addie Starr to the plate. As coming in to run for Ankeny Centennial, McKenna Vallejo. First pitch strike to Addie Starr.
So far, I like what I'm seeing here from Grace George, the freshman for Pleasant Valley. She's throwing with some good speed, has a little bit of an upward spin on her ball. She's attacking a little bit more inside on these Ankeny Centennial hitters.
Grace George, the freshman, primarily a pitcher. Couple walks offensively at the plate, scored a couple runs, gets the fly out to right. Catch made by Addison Oda, and there's one away. Lauren Gustafson looking down the third base side. Coach Delaney just jogged out to left field to say something to the bullpen out there, and Gustafson wondering if he wanted to do something. Here's a grounder fielded by George, makes the throw to first. The freshman doing her job. There's 2 away as Vallejo advances to second.
And once again, Grace George is giving a different look to these Centennial hitters. She's working a little more up and in at the hands, actually jamming Gustafson there. Great pitch by the freshman.
That brings us to the top of the order. Mackenzie James, 3 for 3. An RBI and a run scored. And the first pitch strike from George. James will play softball at Simpson College next season. Was 2 for 4 in both the semifinal and the quarterfinals, and 2 doubles in the quarterfinal round win against Bettendorf. Here's a pop fly left field. Withers chasing it now all the way to foul territory. Wow, laying out for it, making the catch. Mary Paige Withers.
An outstanding play in left field, going all out for your team.
Gets the third out, and Pleasant Valley now will come to the plate. Withers will lead things off in the top of this 5th inning. Look at this catch.
I love that. Just go all out. And you're in foul territory, so if you miss it, what do you have to lose?
You have to go for it right there. If you're Jose Lara, your message to the kids, it's got to be something similar you've been telling them all season, isn't it?
Exactly.
Have purpose and do what we do.
Do everything with a purpose. They're going to see a new pitcher in the circle here, the 8th grader, Lauren Sandholm, coming in for Centennial.
Interesting. Now you talk about the pitching, and there's been only 1 swinging strike combined for both teams. All other swings foul or put in play, as Pleasant Valley offensively 24 swings, just 1 miss. Centennial 28 swings. When they have swung the bat, they have not missed the ball. Foul balls, there's been contact on every swing of the bat.
It's got to be like a record.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's
right?
insane.
Right? Like not even a strike 1.
Neither of these teams are swinging and missing.
Talked about the offensive abilities of both of these teams. Both of these teams yesterday in the semifinals able to put up multiple runs in the same inning. Ankeny Centennial, their big inning was an 8-run 5th inning that ended the game. They started this game with 6 runs in the 1st inning. For Pleasant Valley, they scored 6 runs in the 6th. It included a grand slam by this hitter right here, Mary Paige Withers. Can Pleasant Valley put together an inning here in the 5th where they can scratch multiple runs across the plate? Withers grounds out as Hassel makes the throw over to first, 1 away. Sarah Rigdon.
No, I'm holding it up for you.
A single back in the 3rd inning.
And Rigdon here doing her due diligence, making sure she's subbed back in.
Re-enter.
Very smart softball right there before you're at bat. Make sure you're re-entered back into the game.
Cammie Wood, the pinch runner, back in the 3rd inning for Rigdon after she got a base hit into right field. That is heads-up softball right there. If she would complete her at-bat, the other team could challenge it. She would be an automatic out.
They're all brand new. Quite literally.
Well, the sun is shining on Fort Dodge, Iowa, and it's been shining on Ankeny Centennial here today. An 11-0 lead. The Pleasant Valley Spartans looking for a little sunshine of their own here. The 1-1. This is popped up, and underneath it making the play is Belzer. And there's 2 away. And time is called by head coach Brett Delaney. As coming out of the game now is the freshman pitcher Lauren Sandholm. And how about this? Jaden Starr, the senior pitcher, comes in with 2 outs in the 5th inning and 1 out away from an 11-0 win in the championship game. Jordan Stair, 50 innings pitched this season. Allie, what do we know about this senior?
Yeah, Jaden Stair for Centennial. She's, you know, Centennial all season has pitched by committee. You've seen a little bit of Gustafson, a little bit of Sandholm today, but Jaden Stair, that 3rd pitcher, 2.52 ERA on the season. That is going to be your #1 pitcher at most schools. Just with Centennial this year, just a very deep pitching staff.
Well, these seniors that started with David Sean, the 8th grade coach, they went undefeated in 8th grade ball. Add another senior to the field. Lauren Gustafson, the senior pitcher, started this contest. Went 4 innings. Pitching to Sydney Morris. At the plate, Ashley Hansen looks at ball 1.
And Ashley Hansen, her last at bat, had the solid hit out to left field. It was a hard slap. Really got things, what we thought, get things going for Pleasant Valley.
Ankeny Centennial looking for their first state title in school history. Runners up in 2021. They were 3rd place in 2020. It's their 2nd championship game appearance. 2 balls and a strike on Hansen. Hansen, the freshman center fielder, trying to pass the baton to the next batter. Slaps it towards left field. It tails foul. And the count will move to 2-2.
Regardless of the outcome of this game, the future is so bright for Pleasant Valley.
Absolutely.
I mean, you talk about the young talent you have in Collins at shortstop, who you know will be a leader her senior year.
Slap left side, Belzer makes the catch, and Centennial are the 5A champions in 2023.
From the first pitch of this game, you could see Centennial came out ready to play. They were not swinging and missing. Their pitchers were throwing strikes and lights out defense for the Centennial Jaguars.
Ankeny Centennial, 6 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the fourth. And they put the final wraps on the 2023 season with a state championship, the first in program history. Tears of joy for Mama Belzer and the entire Ankeny Centennial fan base. Belzer, a 3-run home run in the 4th inning. Jordan Kennedy, a home run in the 2nd inning. As these two teams now shake hands, congratulate each other. Allie, Pleasant Valley, a fantastic season as the 6th seed coming in to make it to the championship game. They gave max effort all week long and did the same here today.
All season, they played a tough schedule. That was something Coach Jose Lara talked about yesterday. They played against Waukee Northwest. They played against Southeast Polk, and that tough schedule did pay off for them, making it to the state championship game. And as I mentioned, the future is so, so bright for this young team.
Lost to Waukee Northwest twice during the season, but beat them in the quarterfinals here at state. As the pink t-shirts, the coveted pink t-shirts are handed out now. We send it up top to bring in public address announcer Tim Fitzpatrick.
Team medals. Is softball administrator Jason Esslinger and executive director of the IGHSAU, Gene Berger. Here is your 2023 Class 5A All-Tournament team. From Centennial, Maddie Ott. From Pleasant Valley, Mary Paige Withers. From Muscatine, Avery Schroeder. From Southeast Polk, Jesslyn Stairs. From Muscatine, Becca Haig. From Southeast Polk, Sydney Potter. From Centennial, Mackenzie James. From Pleasant Valley, Reagan Hassel. Yeah! From Centennial, Lauren Gustafson. From Pleasant Valley, Jesse Clemens. And your all-tournament team captain for 2023 in Class 5A, Centennial's Jordan Kennedy.
Jordan Kennedy, the freshman for Ankeny Centennial, captain of this year's all-tournament team. And one heck of a group of ball players here honored in this Class 5A field, Allie.
We've seen a lot of great hitting this week. It's been fun to watch.
Kennedy with a home run today and in the semifinals. Stacked up the RBIs on the week as well. RBI double in the first, two-run home run in the second, drew a walk, scored a run in the fourth.
In addition to receiving medallions, every participating player will receive a commemorative softball provided by Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Girls Athletic Union. Presenting awards are members of the IGHSAU Board of Directors, Travis Fleschner, Jim Beamer, and Deanne Kramer. Congratulations to the runners-up in Class 5A, head coach Jose Lara and the Pleasant Valley Spartans on an outstanding 2023 softball season. And presenting your 2023 Class 5A State Softball Champions, head coach Brett Delaney and the Jaguars from Centennial.
It's a look at Dinger Dede. It's a prime spot on that championship trophy.
Mackenzie James, please complete your bracket.
And the final sticker on the 5A bracket, Mackenzie James, the senior. Mission completed for Ankeny Centennial. The 5A title game is in the books. Ankeny Centennial with the win. We have the 4A game coming up next. A 7 seed and an 8 seed will battle to win it all. North Scott and Winterset getting ready to start at 7:30. Come on back to Iowa PBS for the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Championship. Night number 1 continues in a moment.
Funding provided by Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
The Pella Rolscreen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hale is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hale, America's crop insurance company.